I would like to invite Jesper to take over this presentation and give us some insights on Amsterdam Business School, the MBA program, the MIF program, and what it entails for the students in totality for joining Amsterdam Business School. So over to you, Jesper.
Okay, thank you, Rajan, for the introduction. Hello, guys. I hope everybody can understand me, and if anything is unclear, please share this with us in the chat box. Today, I will simply talk about the MBA and the MIF programs. If I talk about MIF, I basically mean the Executive Master in International Finance, and with the MIF, we have one specialization which we're going to launch next year, and we're very excited about this specialization, and that's focusing on finance and technology. So we call this track MIF FinTech. The MIF General is the MIF program, and we have an MBA program that I will simply talk about today. I will give you a brief introduction about the Amsterdam Business School. I will talk a bit more about the specific programs, and of course I will talk about the admissions and how to apply for the program. Let me move on. Thank you, Rajan, for the introduction already. You're right, I have quite the work experience already in higher education, and I've always been active as a marketing, a sales, marketing, and recruitment manager for executive programs, for programs where students must have work experience. So I will not focus too much on myself for the rest of this presentation, but if you guys want to connect with me with LinkedIn, and find out more about me later on, feel free to add me on LinkedIn. But let's talk about the Amsterdam Business School. If people ask me why they should choose the Amsterdam Business School, I always sum up a couple of reasons for them that you have to apply for our specific programs and our specific schools. One thing that every student in the program will tell you to choose our school is that we have a boutique format teaching style, and with boutique we mean that we have small class-sized courses where with no more than 25 students in a full-time or in a part-time program. There will be classes that you share together with a part-time audience, people who have a full-time job in the Netherlands and doing the part-time program, but the class size will never be over 50 students. So we call it boutique programs. We have the highest academic standards. We have triple crown accreditation, meaning that we have accreditations from the bodies AACSB, AMBA, and EQUIS, the three large international accreditation bodies. And on top of it, every institute in the Netherlands must have NVAO accreditation, and that's the accreditation that is basically assessing the programs for higher education in the Netherlands. We have all these accreditations. On top of it, if you look at the general global rankings, the University of Amsterdam is always ranked as either the best or the second best university in the Netherlands. We're always having a high score in the global ranking list from Times Higher Education, Financial Times, but also QS. On the bottom of the page, I have the MIF program specifically mentioned. We are also number one in mobility for the post-experience finance programs for the MIF program. Okay, we can hear. Perfect. I will simply continue. Thank you. We also talk about the network that we have. If students choose to go into one of our boutique programs, they will dive into a small class-sized program. Meaning that you know the professor, you know the team behind the program, but you also know who the neighbor is who's sitting next to you. It's post-experience programs, so you also learn from your peers in the classroom. This is even more important for the MBA, where it's all about diversity. But in the MBA program, you also sit together with students who are working for the Dutch Central Bank, who are working for the JP Morgans or the Morgan Stanleys, who are working for boutique M&A offices. So you know who your fellow students are in the classroom. On top of it, we have a network that students can approach always. There's a career center that can connect you with specific alumni. If you want to go into a certain direction, you can share this with us, and you can discuss this with the career center, and they can connect you with our alumni working for specific companies. We have a teamwork-oriented approach, meaning that people who are sitting in the class, they have to focus a lot on teamwork. Every course, every program also, has a strong focus at teamwork, meaning that every block that you're doing courses and classes, you have to work in teams on presentations, on group assignments, but even also senior presentations for a part of your end grade at the end of a course. We say that we are international. If you look at the programs, the MBA has a 96% international rate, meaning that 96% of the students are from abroad. Large groups of students come from the US, Canada, Brazil, Mexico, India, China, Russia, but also some European countries, some African countries, some South American countries. Everybody from around the world is sitting in our class. We talk about career service options. Basically, the moment that you enter the business school, that's the moment where the career center is working together with you. They have one-on-one sessions, they have group workshops, they invite companies to host guest lectures or have a case with our students. We mention it as lifelong career service options because we basically take care of you the moment you are in the program, but also the moment that you're stepping out of the program and want to roll into a job in the Netherlands. If we think about the Amsterdam Business School and the University of Amsterdam, you can think about top faculty teaching in the programs. And for the MIF and the MBA program, we specifically want to highlight the quality of the teachers in the program. If you look at the backgrounds where they obtained a PhD, for example, and we are proud to share with you that a lot of our professors have done their PhD at an Ivy League university. There's Harvard, Yale, Brown University, but also other top universities across the globe. We talk about Oxford, we talk about Stanford, but also more for the MIF program, the Swiss Finance Institute, a very reputable institute in Europe, and also our professors have their PhD obtained over there. One thing that's the highlight for students in the program is the international study trip that is going to South Africa. The theme for the study trip is either business in emerging markets or finance in emerging markets. And you can imagine that business in emerging markets is for the MBA program and finance in emerging markets is for the MIF programs. We're going to South Africa because it's one of the BRICS countries. We've been in the past to India and China also, so we work together with IIM in Ahmedabad, but we also work together with Peking University in China, and in South Africa we work together with the University of Cape Town Business School. Based on the study that you're choosing, whether it's the MBA or the MIF, you will have specific guest lectures. You will meet the startup industry in South Africa. You will meet the finance industry in South Africa. It's a full program. You have to do assignments, but it's also a lot of fun. And I think for the full-time students, it's really the moment where students get to know each other even better than what they already do. Let me talk a bit about the structure that is in both applicable for the MBA and the MIF program. There is a set of core courses. There's a set of elective courses that the student has to choose. On top of it, there's a personal development program and a final project, and it can be a thesis for the MIF program and an in-company project for the MBA program. The thesis is more a stronger academic coursework that you have to do, simply because the degree that you're getting from the MIF program is an MSc in finance. The MBA is, I would say, a more applicable, practical-oriented consultancy project that you write for the company. So it's less academic, although it has to meet academic standards, but it's more applicable because the MBA is more combining theory and practice. If you look at the credits that are applicable for the courses, there are 65 credits for the MIF course and 90 credits for the MBA course. And this is what you will see in the set of core courses. It's either 9 core courses for the MIF or 14 core courses for the MBA. You have to choose 2 electives, but if you want to add more electives to your curriculum, you can. You can add an additional set of 2 extra electives, and that will be extra credits. You don't have to pay for it. There's one fee that you pay for the program. The programs are pressure cookers, so we never recommend you to choose additional electives. But if you want to choose, and if you are this very ambitious person, you can choose an additional 2 electives on top of your program. For the MIF in FinTech, Finance and Technology, there's a slightly different setup structure. I'm trying to upload. Yes, here it is. So the MIF FinTech has a strong set of core courses, 11. So there are no electives that you choose which are mandatory. But there's only one set of core courses. And as you can imagine, the course will focus much more on finance and technology courses in the program. On top of it, there's a personal development program again, to find out who you are as a person, how you can lead, how you can manage, what your blocks on the road are, for example. And there's a master's thesis. Again, the MIF FinTech is a Master's of Science in Finance, so you get a Master's of Science degree, hence there is a strong academic thesis required to finish your program. You can choose to have 2 additional electives in the program, and you can choose these electives from the regular MIF program, or to have a more stronger finance and technology focus again, have the FinTech. Let me quickly share the differences between the 3 programs. The domains that we teach in the Amsterdam MBA program, the curriculum, is based on strategy, leadership, finance and accounting, and what we call contemporary management issues. The last part is really where we basically look at what industry wants and how trends are moving forward and where the industry is developing into. That's why we added courses in digital business and big data, ethics and sustainability, but also a stronger focus on leading people strategically, for example, because it's no longer required that you learn from the books in the HR course, that you really understand agile working, for example. And that's leading people strategically. That's the MBA. The MBA is a multidisciplinary approach. So it has courses in all different kinds of domains. And that's, I would say, the biggest difference compared to the MIF programs. As you could see from the examples and the structure before, the MIF programs, both the general and the FinTech course, it has an MBA approach by having a leadership program on top of it. However, it is an MSc degree, so that's why the focus will solely be finance. And the general MAF program is focusing on corporate finance, asset management, banking and quantitative finance, and new paradigms in finance. And that is cryptocurrency, blockchain and smart contracts, behavioral finance, and also fintech ventures. The MIF FinTech is having the MIF core curriculum, the general MIF core curriculum. So it's touching upon all these finance courses that will be discussed during the general MIF program. But on top of it, you get IT and finance. And these are courses that have data analytics and cloud computing, machine learning and artificial intelligence in finance, and applied blockchains. So let me quickly summarize because it's a lot of information. The MBA versus the MIF program. The MBA and the MIF both are 12 months long, so it's a 1-year program. The difference is in the credits that you have and that you follow. It's 90 credits versus 65 credits. You get an MBA degree in the MBA program, you get an MSc, a finance degree in the MIF programs. For the MBA, there are more classes during the year, and this is what you see in the schedule also. For the MBA, it's by default that you have 4 classes per block, and these are 4 classes per week, and that's during daytime or during evening hours. There are some courses that you share with the part-time group, and these will be the evening classes. In the MIF program, there are 3 or 4 classes per block per week, and these are always in the evenings, and you will always share the classes with either the part-time year 1 or the part-time year 2 course. So you will always be sitting in a larger group, which is not always the case in the MBA program. On top of it, there is career services for both programs. I can happily share with you that we have 96% job placement rate for the MBA program, meaning that 96% of the students, they secure a job within 3 months' time after graduation, and many of them actually even this year, they already secured a job before graduation. For the MIF program, we're even doing it better. there's a 100% job placement rate in the MIF program, meaning that all students found a job within 3 months' time after graduation. And yeah, if I mention the placement rate, I am basically talking about the placement in the Netherlands, because our focus is for the students to have a career in the Netherlands. There are some students, a handful of students every year from both programs, that want to go back to their home country for several reasons. But our focus and our commitment is to help you securing a job in the Netherlands. The workload, the MBA is a big pressure cooker, I would say. You have to count on 50 hours per week that you have classes, class preparation, assignments, group work, casework, you name it, all of it. It's on average 50 hours. In the MIF program, it's 35 to 50 hours. In the full blocks, where there are really 4 courses, you really work for 50 hours per week. But in the blocks where there are less classes, you work on average around 35 hours per week. So let's talk a bit more about the career services, because this is obviously something that we are very proud of. We have the highest placement rate in the Netherlands, and even on a European level, we do extremely well. We believe it's because of a few things. We have the boutique format style of teaching and the programs. So there are small class sizes. We filter quality at the gate. Not every student is getting in. Meaning that the class that you will be sitting in is a class of well-qualified leads. There's a lot of personal guidance. The Career Center really knows you as a person. They know what you want and where you want to go, and together with you, they work on your career. So the combination of having a small class size, having a committed career service center, and I would say the location in Amsterdam, where basically all the large businesses of the Netherlands are, that simply gives us a unique advantage. What is the Career Center doing? They basically organize opportunities for you as a student to work on your career and to guide you in your career. They organize company presentations. To name just a few examples, for the MBA, we had Uber coming over last month. We had Avanade, which is a tech consultancy firm, coming over last month. We went to Booking.com. This month we went to ING Bank together with the MIF program. And we had Shell, which is a large energy company, having a session at our campus, have a game. They organize a game for our students. So these are examples of company presentations. Next year we will visit and do things together with PwC, with TomTom and Microsoft. And this is in January and February. So basically every month there are company presentations or in-house days with companies. These are opportunities for you as a student to meet potential employers, of course. We also organize workshops and speed date sessions with recruiters from companies. These are sometimes shared with the MBA and MIF group together, but sometimes they're also focusing on simply the MIF programs or simply the MBA programs. There's career counseling and coaching, and this is really the one-on-one guidance that I was talking about. So you will have your individual talks. Every block you will have a catch-up session with the careers manager. Some students require more time and dedication from the career center. Other students simply tell us like, hey, I got an internship at Tesla. I don't need to have all the additional support from you guys anymore. So this is a mutual relation, and this is where you as a student can basically define what is required in your situation. We talk about the lifelong support and the alumni network. Even as an alumnus, you can still give back to your university, and this is what we see in our alumni network also. Students want to be a mentor for our current students. So if students are required to have a bit more guidance from somebody who has been in the same experience, the Career Center is looking at your profile, discussing this together with you, and trying to match you with one of our alumni. I think one of the most important things for post-experience programs, where you are also building on top of your work experience, This is what the student profile is about, because you will not only learn from the professor in the class, but you also learn from your fellow students who are sitting in a class with you, who contribute to classroom discussions. So this is quite important for both MBA and the MAF program. And again, we're very happy to share with you our diverse statistics. Let's start with the MBA. It is required for students to submit a GMAT score. Our average is 650. For the MAF and MAF FinTech, it's the average is slightly higher, it's 670 even. We're happy to have, I would say, a good balance between male and female students. For the MBA, it's 60-40. For the MAF programs, it's 57% versus 43%. The age in the MBA program is slightly older than in the MAF program, 30 years, with 6 years of work experience in the MBA, at 28 with 4 to 5 years of work experience in the MAF programs. If you look at where students come from and what work experience they're bringing into the classroom, you can really tell from the industry experience that students bring into the MBA that the MBA is all about diversity. Our top sectors are finance and banking, high technology, consulting and advisory, also fast-moving consumer goods and marketing, and IT and telecommunications. But this is not the only top 5. There are also lawyers in the program, people who are working for the energy, oil and gas companies, or in the battery sector at the moment, people who are more working in strong sales roles or business development. Everything is basically there in the MBA program. Our responsibility is to make sure that the class is diverse and that the class is able to learn from each other also. And with the MBA, we look at what your add value as a student is compared to the student spectrum. In the MIF, although it's a finance program, we are also very happy to share with you that we do not only have strong finance-oriented people in the class, we also have people who come from different industries, from food production, from consumer electronics, and yes, these people have always worked in financial roles. It can be an accounting role, it can be an investment analyst or whatever, but these students are coming from different industries, and that will add value to the classroom discussions. Now, admissions. As you heard, we focus on small groups at 25 students for the MBA full-time and around 20 students for the MIF full-time programs. So as you can imagine, selection is quite tough and quite high. From India, we're, for example, happy to see the quality of Indian candidates in the program. We have students in the program from St. Xavier's University, from Madras College, from IITs in the classroom. So they come from reputable universities in India. But it's not only the university that students are coming from, it's also, of course, the set of work experience. So if we talk about the admissions requirements, I would say we can divide it into 4 clusters. One is the bachelor's degree. It must be from a research university, and it must be equivalent to a bachelor's degree in the Netherlands from a research university. So international degrees, we always check this with a credential evaluator to see if one is able to apply for one of our programs. In India, I can tell you that 4-year tech or engineering degrees are able to apply for the programs. The 3-year Bachelor of Commerce degrees, for example, this is dependent on the university where you graduated. So this is already some additional information I can link for the Indian students. For the MBA program, you can basically accept any type of bachelor's degree. It can be from any discipline. For the MIF program, it must be a relevant bachelor's degree. And with relevant, we mean something that is applicable to the finance sector or to the finance programs. For the tech and engineering degrees, it is possible to apply, but it will be important to see whether it matches with your academic background and the MIF program. I think this is also, it's going to be more important for these students to understand where they want to go with their career. So it's not that you cannot apply with a tech degree. You can apply, but we have to be strict in how you want to apply your knowledge into the MIF program. Work experience, there's a slight difference. For the MBA, we ask a minimum of 3 years of work experience. For the MIF, it's 2 years of work experience. Again, for the MIF, it must be relevant work experience. So the Indian students in the program who are sitting in the MIF program, they either work for Morgan Stanley or for financial startups or something related to the finance industry. For the MBA, it can be much broader. And again, it's all about diversity. So we look at where you have gained your work experience and how you will add value to the class diversity. The GMAT for both programs is 630 or higher, and we ask for English proficiency, but there are exemptions here. We know, for example, that many Indian universities, maybe even all Indian universities, their teaching language is English. So if you can confirm that the medium of instruction was English for your bachelor's, we can waive the English proficiency test. What are the documents that you have to submit with your application? In your online application, we ask for the following documents. We ask for your CV, your passport, your motivation letter, university diploma and transcripts, and a GMAT or GRE test report. English proficiency if applicable. So it might be that you will be waived the English proficiency requirement. And we ask for 2 letters of recommendation. With the last part, the 2 letters of recommendation, we ask you to ask your referees to send them directly to us. And you cannot upload these in your online application, but these should be external coming to the Amsterdam Business School. And as soon as you start your application, you will get a template from us for the letter of recommendation, which you can share with your referees. So this is the slide that no one likes, but I have to share this with you guys. The tuition fee for the Amsterdam MBA, it's almost 36,000 euros. It's 35,900. And for the MIF programs, it's almost 27,000 euros, 26,900. There are no hidden costs. So the tuition fee is including an enrollment fee, is including the international study trip to South Africa. It's including all university and examination fees and access to all university facilities. So you will have access to the databases, but also to the computer rooms, etc. So there are no hidden fees, except for the books that you have to buy for the program. On average, this is max 500 euros per year. So this is a small part that you have to pay on top of your tuition fee that you have to finance yourself. What's important for you to know is that the tuition fee can be paid in 3 installments. So if you enter the program in September, we always start 1 time per year, and that's in September. You can pay in 3 installments. So one is in September, one is in January, and one is in May. The deadline to apply is the 1st of June. However, and this is coming back to the tuition fee that we offer, there are a couple of factors that you can use to reduce the tuition fee that you have to pay. If you submit an application before the 1st of March, you qualify for a 2,000 euro early bird discount, and before the 1st of May, it's a 1,000 euro discount. There are GMAT scholarships available, so the higher you score, the higher the scholarship is. This is different per program, also because the MBA is slightly more expensive than the MIF program. So if you want to know exactly what the GMAT scholarships entail, please get back to me after the presentation or send me an email, and I will share with you the distribution and how it is divided. For you guys in India, I can announce that there is an OTS India scholarship available. For the MBA, this is a guaranteed 12,000 euro scholarship. For the MIF programs, it's a 40% reduction. If you win the OTS scholarship, it will replace the early bird and the GMAT scholarship, simply because we as an institute are paying for all. So it will be either the OTS, which is a 1 scholarship for the MIF and 1 for the MBA, or it will be the combined early bird and the GMAT scholarship. OTS India, if you're going to Google it, you can find NISO India, you can Google NISO India, and then you can find more instructions about how to apply. It's a separate application procedure. This is my part. I think I talked a lot, but let's see if everything was clear and if you guys have any questions. So thank you for your
So,
attention and kindly share with me your questions.
so Jesper, it was thanks for quite an informative session. So now you all can type in your questions in the chat box. So we have the first question from Naren. He's asking, what is the average GMAT score required for Indian applicants? Is it 630, which is the average you mentioned, or is it more than 630 for Indian students especially?
Yeah, it's a very good question because we get a lot of Indian applications. So yes, we are in the luxury position of being more selective with Indian candidates. Unfortunately for you guys, but we do see a higher effort for the Indian applicants. That's right. For MBA, I can tell you though that it's all about the total package. If you have a GMAT of 630, but you work for a company like McKinsey or something, and you have amazing work experience, that would set you apart from the competition. For the MIF program, it is less the case. It is, of course, building on your work experience, but a higher GMAT score will definitely help you in becoming more eligible to apply for the program. Yeah.
So Abhishek has this question that do healthcare companies come to Amsterdam Business School for placements?
No, healthcare, I can tell you, this is a very niche market and very Dutch oriented. So there are some pharmaceutical companies that we are having ties with, but the healthcare sector is a very Dutch oriented industry or market, I would say. So no, we do not work together with the healthcare sector for the international programs.
Okay. So Nivedita has this question that what is exactly is your acceptance rate for the MBA program for the students that
Yeah.
apply?
It's let me filter the funnel down. We start for MBA with the MBA CV Quick Scan on our website. You have to fill out the MBA CV Quick Scan, and last year we got 2,000 MBA CV Quick Scans for the MBA program. 2,000 sounds like a lot. We only invited 400 candidates to apply for the program. We received 280 applications. So as you can see, the filter is already going down. From the 280 applications, we invited 170 for the interview round. And from the 170 interviews, we accepted 110 students.
Okay.
And it's for 50 places, the part-time and full-time MBA program. I'm talking about the whole MBA program. And 110 were accepted, but only 50 are starting. It's because people are not only choosing our school to apply for, but they also look for other places, of course. So we as an institute do not always get all the students that we accept into the MBA program. There are also students choosing other schools. So in the end, 50 students are starting.
Okay. So Vivek is asking some question that regarding scholarships, that what is the minimum and maximum percentage that you can offer scholarship for the MBA program?
Yeah, students are always required to self-fund the majority of the tuition fee. We do not offer 100% scholarships. The minimum and maximum percentage is always difficult because for MBA program, I just gave you an example. Last year, I had a student who got the super early bird discount for the 1 December deadline. That was 4,000 euros. On top of it, he scored 770 in his GMAT. That is a 10,000 euro GMAT scholarship. And he got an early signing bonus. This is a bonus that students are getting if they sign their contract and pay the enrollment fee within 2 weeks' time. And that's 2,000 euros. So he got 16,000 euros deduction from the tuition fee. But this is going from a range from 2,000 up to 16,000, and this is the max that you can expect.
Okay. And Ishan has a question that, as you mentioned, that MBA for an MBA application, 3 years experience is a must. So, is a person required to have minimum 3 years to apply for the MBA program at Amsterdam Business School?
It is, yeah.
Okay,
It
so that
is
just
because the MBA program is really building on your work experience. We want to see that you have gained relevant work experience, that you have gained interesting work experience, and that you can contribute to the classroom discussions. Because an MBA is all about diversity, it's about learning from this lawyer, from this consultant, and from this engineer. It's really learning from the others and not only learning from the professors. So yes, it is important that you are meeting the requirement of 3 years work experience.
Okay, so Ishan, as Jasper mentioned, 3 years experience is a mandatory requirement to apply for the MBA program. So Naren has this question that can we work in Ireland after completing MBA? So what are the post-study work permit policies in Netherlands for
Yeah,
Indian students?
very good question, and I'd like to answer this question also. The Netherlands, as the government, they basically tell us to the universities, if people are being trained in the Netherlands, we want to keep them in the Netherlands. It would be a shame to make them go back to their home country. So as soon as you graduate from a master's program, you can apply for an extension of your student visa, and that is a 1 year extension. In this 1 year, you can basically get any job that you want. And yes, we see that we are quite successful in this. As I mentioned before, the placement rate that we have, it is quite high.
Okay.
It's students from other countries, from non-EU countries who secure jobs in the Netherlands. As soon as you secure a job, the company has to apply for your work permit, but this is more like a formality than it's like an extensive process. So companies, especially the more international companies, they are fully aware of the processes in place, and they know what they have to do. So yes, it is possible to work in the Netherlands after completing your MBA or MIF.
Okay. So, Naren and Raki, and for other applicants, as per Jesper, you get a 1 year post-study work visa to find jobs in Ireland after doing a master's. And this, no, Nivedita has this question that what are the electives that the MBA program have. So, Nivedita, we did cover this aspect in the presentation where Jesper showed the core electives and the main electives. I'll take you back to that slide where he mentioned about the electives and the curriculum of the
Yeah.
MBA. So this is the curriculum of the MBA. You can see on the extreme left what are the courses that an Amsterdam MBA has, so which you can have a look at. So Prakhar has this question that what is the typical agenda for
Yeah.
an MBA
And
student in your
if
school?
you talk about what's a typical agenda for an MBA student in your school,
Yeah.
please elaborate a bit more. What do you mean with agenda? Is it like what somebody wants to do during the MBA and after the MBA?
Okay. So Prakhar, if you can just elaborate on your question. Vivek has
Prakar?
this question that what are the basically
Yeah.
the living
Vivek, there's another
expenses in
question.
Ireland, in Netherlands?
We follow the immigration authorities in this, and they basically tell us that a student spends around 900 euros per month
Okay.
in the Netherlands, and this is what you are required to have for your student visa. So on average per year, it should be 10,800 that you need to prove to the immigration authorities for getting or obtaining your student visa.
Okay. So Vivek, just to answer your question, it is around 10,800 euros per year which you need to show for getting your Amsterdam, Netherlands visa. So Amartya has this question that
Exactly.
what is the average salaries that students get, after doing an MBA or an MIF program from Amsterdam Business School?
So in the past, I've been 3 times in India. I know the Indian educational system quite well. I've been to IIT Delhi and I've been to St. Xavier's in the past. Um, One big difference with recruiters in the Netherlands and in India is that companies do not recruit at campus in Europe. So companies come and present their company to students, but they're not recruiting students directly from the program. This is something that is your responsibility. This is something where you have to spend your energy on also. You have to look for vacancies and positions, and you have to approach people from those companies and the recruiters from those companies if you find a certain position. The Career Center is helping you with this, of course, They are telling you how to work on this, they are telling you how to apply for jobs, but they do not recruit directly from the campus. If you talk about salary, this is, I can answer the question, but in all honesty, I don't like to answer the question because it's dependent on so many factors. We have examples from students who earned 40,000 euros, and we have examples from students who earned 100,000 euros, and everything in between. So it goes all directions. For the MBA, it's about diversity. So if you're coming from a super soft background and you want to work, you want to change your career, and you want to move into another field, you have to understand that you have to start from the beginning again, and then you have to start from a lower income. If you are working already in McKinsey, you're a financial consultant, and you want to stay in consultancy in the Netherlands as a financial consultant, for example, and you can expect to start in a higher position and you can expect to earn a higher income. But it's so diverse, there's no one answer to all of this. If you look at our statistics for the MBA, last year it was 71,000 euros on average. For MIF it's slightly lower, also because the students are a bit more junior in terms of profile, and I believe it was 56,000 euros.
Okay. So Zohaib, as you were asking, you have a total experience of 6 years. So obviously, you qualify for the MBA program which is offered by Amsterdam Business School. So Jesper is asking that he has a total experience of 6 years and looking for executive MBA in IT or consulting. So is there an option for him? Will the MBA from Amsterdam Business School fulfill his expectation or dream to get into an IT or a consulting company post MBA from Amsterdam?
In that case, I would recommend to consider the MIF FinTech, Finance and Technology track. However, you're asking about IT. We do have an MBA Big Data, but this is a part-time executive program, and this is not a full-time MBA program. So students from India can only apply for full-time programs. This is because of your student visa. You cannot apply for the executive MBAs.
Okay, and Vivek is asking the question that what are is there any part-time job options available while a student is doing MBA at Amsterdam Business School?
There is, but you cannot. The workload is too high. Every student are overwhelmed by the amount of work that they have to do in the program. As you could see before, the MBA is 90 credits compared to where a regular master's is 60 credits. The MIF program is already 65, and you have on top of it the Amsterdam Leadership Program, the Leadership Personal Development Program, and additional career services. So you simply, and I would not recommend to look into job, but you simply don't have time to do the job part-time next to your study.
Okay. So Nikhil is asking, do you have hostels where the students can stay while they are doing their MBA or MIF program?
Nice question. We don't have hostels, but we work together with the housing corporation. So all international students, they can apply for housing via us. And this is basically housing in the city center of Amsterdam. And this is all dependent on your own standards. If you want to live in the city center of Amsterdam, or if you want to live a bit outside the city center. And then you have different price ranges attached to it. So we don't have hostels, but we do have accommodation opportunities. So depends on what you're looking for.
Okay. So Mahinder, just to answer your question, as you're looking for to apply for 2019 intake, and you have 6 months of work experience. So for the MBA program, Amsterdam Business School requires minimum 3 years of work experience, and for the MIF program, they require minimum 2 years of work experience. So you no, you would like to have this kind of work experience before you start either the MBA program or the MIF program at Amsterdam Business School. So Abhishek
Yeah,
is asking, is there
exactly.
an
Six.
option to pursue a PhD in Amsterdam Business School? Are there any PhD programs available at Amsterdam Business School?
Um, there are. We actually have 10 PhD positions at the Amsterdam Business School at the moment, opening up, or they have been launched last month, I believe. So yes, there are, but this is not attached to an MBA program. An MBA is more practical oriented compared to a PhD, which is more research oriented, obviously. So if you want to do a PhD, I would recommend to go to uva.nl, and this is the website of the University of Amsterdam, and this is where we announce all PhD positions.
And Nivedita has a question on the admissions process. No, her concern is that she's asking, is there any interview video one has to record for the admissions process of Amsterdam Business School?
Yeah, good question by the way, because I forgot to mention this. The application process is 3 steps. It's application, assessment, and interview. The application is the online applications that a student has to submit together with all the documentation. If you're meeting the requirements, you move on to the next step, and that's the assessment. The assessment is 3 short video essay questions that you have to answer via webcam. And this is then recorded, and this is something that we can review. And if you're positive, you move to the final step, and that's the interview. So yes, there is an interview video that you have to, yeah, it's software basically. You have to log in, you have to complete these, and you have to submit. And this step will take you 20-30 minutes.
Okay. So, and Nikhil is asking, please elaborate on the letter of recommendations. Do you prefer professional letter of recommendations, or the academic LORs can also work for the
Yeah,
MBA or the MIF?
we prefer professional letters of recommendation. If this is difficult, sometimes because it's a delicate situation that you have to share with your boss that that you want to leave the company next year or so, it is possible to have one academic and one professional letter of recommendation, but we do prefer 2 letters of recommendation from professional referees. We do not accept 2 academic letters of recommendation.
Okay. So, Nikhil, for the MBA or the MIF program, it is better to have professional LORs, because MBA is a professional degree, so you would require to have a professional LOR. So, Jasper, I have a question that you mentioned there the MBA class size is around 50 students. So, how many Indian students are there in these 50?
Yeah, so there are 25 full-time and 25 part-time students, and together it's a group of 50 students.
Okay.
We actually have 5, and we even have 6 Indian students. And for coming year, I can already tell you we have a number of Indian students already being enrolled. So India is always a huge group that we get applications from. So if you're interested, I would always recommend to apply as soon as possible. This year in MBA, there are 6 full-time MBA Indian candidates, and in the MIF, I think there are 4 or there are 3.
Okay. And is there any upper age limit for the MBA program?
Is there? Can you repeat your question, please?
Is there any upper age limit for the MBA program? Like without, beyond this age, you cannot admit a student for MBA.
No, so for MBA, it's all about diversity, and it's all about what your package is and what you can share with your fellow students, of course. If you have gained this year, for example, we have an American student in the class. He is 47. He studied at Columbia University.
Okay.
He founded children cancer hospitals in the US. So this is, of course, very valuable work experience and very interesting also to share with your classmates. So we look at the total package. I cannot say that there's an upper age limit, but if you're coming close to 50, it's really about what your package is.
Okay. So Mahendra has this question that what counts more for a strong MBA application, a self-owned company experience or a MNC job experience?
What is an MNC job experience?
Multinational company corporation job experience.
Okay.
Like working in a company versus an entrepreneurial experience.
Yeah, exactly. Both are actually very nice to have. If you have a combination of, it would even be better. I think you have to understand for yourself what your add value to the class discussion is. I think if you have founded your own company, you've been successful, you've grown as a company, it is extremely valuable work experience to have in the class and to share this with your classmates. On the other side, if you work for a large multinational, if you work for, let's say, Netflix, you've seen how the company works, how it operates, how it basically creates value for other markets, etc. This is also again interesting work experience. It's not that one is better than the other. It's about how you can combine this with your own personal profile and how you can share this with your classmates. I would say both are interesting.
Okay. So I also have the same question which Nikhil has, that for the MIF FinTech program, do you have require any prior work experience in finance or technology?
Of course, we need to look at what your transferable skills are into the MAF FinTech program. So, yes, in a way, we do require relevant work experience. If you have worked in the technology sector, it's of course what tech skills do you have and how will you add to the program in that case. And it's also dependent on where you want to go with your career. So I don't want to say it's a no-go, but exceptions, yeah, we have to look into the personal package, I would say.
And
So I don't have one answer.
okay, and for the MIF program, when you mentioned relevant bachelor's degree, so so can people from no BTech engineering background can apply for the MIF program, or they have to be from the BCom or a BBA background?
No, BTech and BN, they can apply for the program, but it's all about what you want to do and where you want to go with your career and why the MAF program. So we need to see the matching points with finance.
Okay. So 3 year degrees are eligible to apply, right?
3 years is eligible to apply. Yeah.
Okay.
You're referring to the BCom degrees,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It will be important from which college you have graduated. This is what we look at, but yes, it is possible to apply.
And when you say 90 ECTS credits to complete an MBA degree, so how many courses it comes to for convert?
There are 14 core courses,
Okay,
and there are two electives, so 16 courses in total.
okay,
And on top of it, you can pick another two electives if you want.
okay. So Nikhil is asking this question, like when you mention tech skills, so it necessarily means programming skills or general technological skills?
Actually, both, but programming is very much preferred. General tech skills are also preferred, but in this case, I would go for programming is even more important.
Okay.
Because you will have courses in artificial intelligence, in machine learning, so you have to understand basics of programming, of yeah, basically a strong quantitative package.
So I would like to thank Jesper for taking his time out on a Saturday where I know it's a holiday for you, but thanks a lot, Jesper, for taking your time out and addressing our
Well,
students for this wonderful informative sessions.